welcome back. If you've watched any of my previous videos, my name is Brittany. I just launched this YouTube channel not long ago to share vlogs, travel content, and what I like to call life simple luxuries, and maybe a little bit of beauty content because that's what today's video is going to be about. So it's wash day. I really need to wash my hair. As you can tell, my hair is straight right now. Typically I wear my hair like naturally curly, so that's what we'll get to like by the end of this video. I got a haircut about a week, actually it's been almost exactly a week, about a week ago, and so I got like a silk press right when I was getting my hair cut. And I'm not, honestly, I think because I've just been wearing my hair curly for basically my entire life. Whenever it is straight, I guess in middle school I straightened my hair a lot, which I feel like everyone did, but when my hair is straight I don't feel like I look like myself. So I don't always love it, and I also like have a hard time styling it. Like even though I have naturally curly hair, when it's straight it like doesn't really hold any like curls. I also will be honest, I don't know how to use a curling iron really at all. But I decided it's time to wash my hair. It's been a week, but also the like my edges are starting to get, and like my roots are getting a little puffy, and I don't even own a straightener or anything, so it's time to just like say goodbye to this. I'm curious to see how my hair will revert back to like its curly state, because I did get a lot cut off. So I actually got a haircut or a trim in September, I guess a cut, yeah, a trim in September, and then a follow-up last week because it had been almost a year since when I got my haircut in September. It had been almost a year since my last haircut, so I had a ton of breakage and a lot of split ends. I trimmed it myself once because I could just tell that it like just didn't look right, and I was like, I gotta get rid of some of these like ends. I was getting like fairy knots at the ends and stuff, which if you have curly hair, I mean, I'm sure you know, like once your ends start to split, it's kind of like game over. So I probably have gotten maybe like, I would guess probably 4 or 5 inches cut off my hair over the past like couple of months. So we'll see how short it looks like once it's curly. Also, I'm sure anyone that has curly hair and never gets their hair like silk pressed or straightened, the moment when you're shampooing your hair to see like, are my curls gonna come back or did I get heat damage, is very stressful. So that's also what we're gonna dive into. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, but hopefully all my curls just come back healthy. My hair looks pretty healthy right now, like just like how it is straight. So I'm assuming in general like my hair should be pretty healthy overall. I also colored my hair for the first time last year, and I feel like that has also caused a little bit of breakage on my hair. So I don't know if that's something I'll ever do again, or maybe just like a different type of color. I don't know. I liked how it like the dimension that it gave to my hair, but I just don't like what it did to like my texture, especially since I'm not a very high maintenance person in general, and I feel like I'm a little bit too low maintenance to have like color treated hair. Like I just probably wasn't doing as good of a job keeping up with it as like I needed to be. So like that's, the color's grown out quite a bit, but we'll see how it goes. So I don't start every single wash day like this, but I would say maybe like once a month I do this. So I start with the Olaplex number 3. I just started using Olaplex products maybe like a few months ago, and I do really like them. I was like, there's no way the hype is as legit as it is, and like I get it. So this is like a wash treatment. So you just like damp your hair, you put it on. They say for about 10 minutes, I think. Should use it about once a week. Like I said, I don't use it quite that much. For a minimum of 10 minutes. I probably end up having it sit on my hair for maybe like 20 minutes. I know people do these like overnight and stuff, and I've heard a lot of like beauticians or like stylists say like that's really not a good idea, because then your hair is getting over processed. It kind of like I think it's after like the 10 minutes, it's not really doing anything else to your hair, and then if you're going to sleep with like dirty hair, you can get like bacteria, or not dirty hair, wet hair, you can get bacteria and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, why, if the bottle says 10 minutes is enough, then like I'm just gonna do 10 minutes. So I'm gonna start with this. So I'm gonna dampen my hair, apply this kind of all over. Also, I'll caveat this and say it's probably been, I'm gonna say a month, actually probably like 6 weeks since I've done like a full blown out wash day routine, because like I said, I got my hair cut last week, so they did my hair there, and then I hadn't washed my hair for probably almost 2 weeks before that, and that was like a very quick wash. Like I had just come back from vacation, so I was trying to get all the just like the sand, the seawater, like all that stuff out that I know I didn't do a good job of doing when I was on vacation, and I just let my hair air dry. So I was like really tired and just trying to like get through the week. And then probably like a week or two before that was, I would say probably like 2 weeks before that was like the last time I did like a really good true full wash day routine. So it's been a minute, so I might be a little rusty. Anyway, I'm gonna apply this, like I said, to my hair from scalp or root to tip, and let it sit, and then I'll be back and we'll move on to like the next few steps of my routine. Okay, so I applied that all through my hair. I combed it through, and then I just put my hair in this little bun just while it's like sitting. Also, do you ever feel like, I feel like, you know, when you're at the beauty shop and they put like the cape on you and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and your hair just like wet or slicked back and you're like, I've literally never looked worse. That's kind of how I feel right now. So it's a true at-home salon experience. So one thing I forgot to mention about the Olaplex #3, or just this is like from my perspective, is I mean the bottles are pretty small, I'll be honest. So this is $30 for this bottle, and since my hair was straight, it was like pretty fine, so it was easy to apply. So but I feel like when my hair is curly, which is most of the time when I've used this, I probably end up using about like 1/3 of the bottle whenever I apply it, like when I'm washing my hair. That's also why I said I only use it like once a month, because I'm not made of money and I don't want to just be like spending millions of dollars a year buying Olaplex #3. And then when I talked to my stylist too, she was like, oh yeah, you don't even need to be using it like every time you wash. So like I said, I'll let that sit for about 10-15 minutes. Then I'm gonna jump in the shower and wash my hair. So the products that I use to wash my hair, I've been using a lot of the same shampoos for probably about 2 years now, except for one, and I am in the mood to like change them up. Okay, so I'll run through the products that I use like in the shower to shampoo. So like I said, I just started using Olaplex products pretty recently, so this is a little new to my routine too, but I really like it. So this is Olaplex #4C, and it's a clarifying shampoo. So I think this is especially good with like, there's a lot of pollutants in the air now just with like climate change, and I also live in a city too, but if you use a lot of product on your hair, which I feel like a lot of people that have curly hair typically do, just like curl creams, things like that, or like oils, then this is really good to clarify and like get all of that junk out. And I can really tell, like, so the first time I used this on my hair, I could tell my hair felt like squeaky clean. And I did read in a lot of the comments, people were saying that their hair was so dry after they use it, because I think like that if I would have just left my hair like that, it probably would have ended up too dry. But I still followed up with my normal shampoo after, so I do like one wash of this and then rinse that out, and then another wash with this, and then I could feel my hair become like softer again. So then I did actually look it up a little bit, and that's what a lot of like stylists recommended to do too, because I mean this can be pretty drying. It's getting all the like pollutants out, but you still need to put a little bit more moisturizing back into your hair just to like soften it up. So I've been using the Sienna Naturals like line of products, which is what I mentioned I've been using like for the past few years, and I do really like them. Like Issa Rae, the comedian, like this is the line that she's a co-founder of, and I love her. So honestly, that's what sold me on it. She posted about it on Instagram, and I think I just bought like the whole entire wash day kit, and it's really good product. I really like it. So it's like clean, vegan, I mean it's minority owned, women owned, everything's recyclable, so it's just like a really good product. And I mean it's for all like hair textures, well, textured hair or hair textures, so no matter kind of where your curls or texture fall on the scale, this would be good to use. And it's not crazy expensive. So when I first started buying it, it was only available online. Now you can actually buy it at Target. I also have this on auto ship. That's why when I mentioned I've been wanting to try to something or switch to something else, I haven't, because I keep getting like an auto shipment like notification, which I just got one the other day and it showed up. So then I shut off my auto ship after that, because I want to get through the product that I have, and I want to try, I think I want to try the Bread Beauty Supply shampoo and conditioner, just because I feel like, I don't know, I like to like change it up every now and then. But anyway, so like I said, I do the Olaplex 4C, then I should do one more shampoo with this, and I usually use like a massager like this to like shampoo my scalp, which also helps get a lot of the like dirt and gunk out. They say it's also good for hair growth. I don't know if that's true, but I use it. And I mean, I just got this either at like Sally's or on Amazon or something for probably $5, and I've had it for at least 2 years. And then I use the Sienna Naturals Untangled conditioner. And when I have the conditioner on my hair, once I've applied it like all the way through, that's also when I detangle. Since my hair's straight right now, it probably won't be too tangly. Usually it is pretty tangly. So then I just use like a wet brush like this to detangle my hair while I'm in the shower and while the conditioner is in, just to protect it so there's less breakage, and it's easier to detangle when it's like conditioned. So then I wash that out, and I'll usually put like a leave-in conditioner like this, and then that is when I get out the shower. I think it's only been about 5 minutes that I've had this on my hair now, so I'm gonna leave it on for a few more minutes, get into the shower, go through all that routine that I just listed, and then when I get out of the shower, I'll move on to how I typically style my hair. All right, so I am out of the shower, I've shampooed, conditioned, all of the above, and now I'm just have my hair up in this I don't know actually what these are even called, like microfiber drying cloth or something. I just really like using these because it helps keep my hair just like in one place on my head pretty easily, and it helps eliminate like a little bit of frizz and gets like a lot of the, you know, like when your hair's just like soaking wet right out of the shower, helps get a lot of that moisture out. But while I was showering and like shampooing and all of that, I realized that there's one step that I kind of forgot to mention before I got into the shower. So I also usually, I don't do this, I shouldn't say I usually do this. I do this probably like every other time I shampoo my hair or I wash my hair. So I do like a moisture mask, and this one is from Sienna Naturals. It's just called the Plant Power Strengthening or Damage Repair and Strengthening Mask. So I do this after I condition and like I've detangled, wash out the conditioner, put this on with like a plastic shower cap, and I leave it on for, it probably ends up being about like 5 or 10 minutes, probably closer to 10-ish minutes, because it's like while I like shower and like do the actual parts of my shower. So then I'll like rinse that out, and it just basically helps damage repair for like dryness and just like if your hair is a little thirsty, which like I mentioned, since I've like color treating my hair, I feel like it's just been extra dry, especially on the end. So I'm hoping that like a lot cut off it will be less so, but this has just been really helpful, and I feel like it just makes my hair feel like bouncy and very moisturized. So I get this again from Sienna Naturals. Usually comes with all my auto replenishment supplies that I mentioned. I've now stopped, but I still have a decent amount left in this. So I'll rinse this out and then put leave-in conditioner and then get out of the shower. So now that I'm out of the shower, I'm gonna start kind of like styling. So one thing I want to mention too is, so I think I said this at the top of the video, but I've been natural, like had natural hair my whole entire life. Like I've never had a relaxer or anything like that. I'm like 34 now. So I feel like, especially in like, this is just like my personal opinion, now like when natural hair for like Black women especially became like, I don't want to say trendy, but like more popular, probably about 10 or 15 years or so ago. I feel like since then it's become, people make it a lot more complicated to do your like wash day or day-to-day routines with like naturally curly hair. And I just feel like it doesn't always have to be like that. Like sometimes I watch some of these videos of people doing stuff and I'm like, this is exhausting. Like you don't have to use 50,000 products on your hair. Granted, everyone's hair type is different, and like what works for me isn't gonna work for a lot of other people, but I just feel like it can be simple. It doesn't have to be this trap that takes you like 10 hours to do in a day. Like for instance, again, I figured out how to like work with my hair. I have pretty like loose-ish curls. They're really easy to maintain and pretty manageable. Like they'll do whatever I want them to do for the most part. They will do while they're wet. You don't have to like spend an hour doing like a pre-poo and then washing your hair for like 85 hours and then doing all these like post styling things. Like, yes, this is way more than I would do like if I washed my hair every day, which wouldn't even be realistic. Like I would not do all the steps that I'm doing, but this is something I do like every week and a half or so. And so like it probably takes me like in the shower, I would say probably about 15, maybe 20 minutes to like shampoo and do all that stuff. And then once I'm out of the shower, like the steps I'm about to walk through right now, maybe take another like 5-10 minutes, and then I am going to diffuse my hair, so that takes maybe like 15 minutes, and I usually let it dry for a few hours in between. But also usually I do this on days like I'm at home for a lot of the day, or I'll do it in the morning while I'm working from home, so then I'll just kind of let my hair air dry for a little while before I diffuse it. So all that to say, wash day doesn't have to be this overcomplicated, super expensive thing either. So that is my TED Talk about that. Thank you for listening. All that being said, usually what I move on to next in terms of like getting ready to like style and prep my hair is, so I started using these Mielle Organics like rosemary mint, what are they called? Rosemary mint scalp and strengthening hair oil drops. And the girlies have been talking about these for a while. It was another one of those things I thought it can't be as great as it is. No, like it actually is. They're kind of hard to find. So I've been using these maybe for like probably like 6 or 8 months or so. And I mostly either buy them at Target or at like Sally or like a beauty supply store or something like that. But I have noticed a lot of times like they won't have them, or the prices will be slightly different at different stores. But then also I'm sure like if you're on TikTok, you've probably heard an influencer who I'm not really familiar with, Alex Earl. She shared these like recently. She's like really viral on TikTok, and she shared like, she's someone with like, she's white, she has blonde, straight, like kind of fine hair, and she shared that she was using these, and now they're starting to, I guess, be sold out even more a lot of places, because a lot of her followers, who are primarily like white women, and this is like a black owned brand, like that makes hair, like products for textured hair. I've been buying them, but also like not really liking them. So this is another thing of like kind of what I was mentioning before. Use what works for you, not just what other people are saying works for them. So all that to say, these can be a little hard to find these days, but I do really like them. So what I usually do is just take like a drop, like I fill up the dropper. This one's starting to run low. I have another one underneath my sink, and then I'll just put drops like through like on my scalp, and kind of like around my edges, and then just massage it in. So I try, and they say to do it, it's good to do every day. I don't do it that often because I don't really remember do it, but I probably do it like a couple times a week. So for sure after I wash, and then like throughout the week, like as I refresh my hair too. So that's kind of step one. Step number two, so I usually use this Olaplex number 6, and this is just a bond smoother. So basically it's like a leave-in styling treatment. They say it like helps with moisture, and again, like I mentioned, my hair always needs a little extra moisture, helps reduce some frizz, and then they say it helps speed up your drying time too. I don't know if I can tell a huge difference in that, but I do, like I could tell a difference just like in general with my hair being smoother and looking a little healthier once I started using this. So they say not to use a lot, so you really just need to use like a small amount, like a half pump, and use it from about halfway through your hair shaft down to the end. So you don't really want to put it on your roots, and then you leave it in, and then you apply like the rest of your stylers after that. So then next I use this Coil Custard from Briogeo, which I really like love this too, especially right now during the winter when like the air is dry and my hair is just a little drier. It's a really good curl custard. It's very moisturizing. I'm almost out of this too. I need to re-up on my products, but I feel like it leaves my curls really defined but not crunchy, and just like very, very moisturized. It is pretty thick. It's a custard, so like if you have fine hair, I probably wouldn't use it, but this works really, really well for me. One other thing I should mention is when I am adding like these styling products to my hair, I usually try to like, try to part my hair how I would normally part it. I usually just part my hair in the middle. I don't know how this will end up looking since like getting a haircut, like I mentioned, I had a lot of damage on this side. So my stylist cut off a lot of my hair on this side, and she said like I'll probably want to wear it in a side part, but I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna see how it looks with the middle part. And I went with the middle part while it was straight, and it didn't look that bad. So she cut it with my hair parted on that side, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I usually part my hair, and then I'll kind of put my hair into sections. I don't like fully part them, but just to like make it a little easier to make sure that I'm like evenly applying product all throughout my head. My hair. Oh, and I've got a little on my face too. What I usually do next is now I'll just let my hair air dry for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, depending on like kind of what I'm doing or what I have going on. So I mean, you can see like there's a little bit of a white cast. My curls like pattern actually came back great, which is good. So I was a little nervous because I think I mentioned I tried to curl my hair with like some rollers and it wouldn't like give at all. So I was like, okay, I hope my hair is not permanently or like heat damage now, but it actually looks great. What I'm gonna do now is just let my hair air dry. There's a little bit, like I said, of a white cast, but this will go away like as the product dries. So what I usually do next, and I learned this trick from another, I think she's a YouTuber, Goldie Naps. She does a really great hair tutorials. So like she would put mine to shame. But she like talked about like kind of pinning your hair back out of your face so that as you like let it air dry, so that it will air dry out of your it won't just like be hanging in your face, which is kind of nice, and also gives a little bit of extra volume. But I usually let my hair air dry for a little bit because then it helps, like, I don't know, it ends up being a little bit less, the shrinkage is a little bit less if I let it air dry and then diffuse later on. And also then that means I just will be putting less heat on my hair once I diffuse it, because it's just like your hair is not as wet, so you don't need to use as much time. So I usually just use these little like clips, because these don't leave like any kind of a mark or anything. Girl, actually fix this. Probably just gonna go about my day. Like I'll probably like do some things around my house. I mean, I'll put some makeup on, probably like get dressed. Honestly, time I feel like flies by for me, so before I know it, I'll probably be back. And then I'll do like just the last step of my routine, which is diffusing my hair. So I'm kind of fluffing it up to hopefully get it a little bit more volume. Because like I said, I got a lot cut off, so I don't know how much shrinkage I'm gonna have. I mean, it looks a little short right now, but you know what? I would rather have healthy hair than long hair. So I was like, cut off everything that you need, because I mean, it will literally grow back. So I'll be back in a little bit to finish out my wash day. All right, so it's been probably about 45 minutes, but I'm like kind of at a good stopping place with some of the things I was doing. So I'm gonna come back to diffuse my hair. So first I'm just gonna take out these little clips, obviously, and then I'm gonna put some heat protectant on my hair. So like my go-to is this Briogeo Farewell Frizz, it's called like blow dry perfection heat protectant cream. I'm running really low on this. I just realized like when I went to go open this. So I should have enough though to like get through my hair, but I'm also gonna add in some of the Olaplex No. 8, this like bonding oil, which this also has a heat protectant in it. So either way, like my hair should be covered. So I usually just apply it pretty much like from root to tip, like because you want to protect the whole shaft of your hair. So I'll do that and then go in with my diffuser, which should hopefully take maybe like 15 minutes or so. I kind of like need to leave in like literally 15 minutes. So I'm hoping that all of this works out exactly like I need it to. Lastly, what I'm gonna do is just diffuse my hair, and I use the Dyson Supersonic hair dryer with the diffuser attachment. This is not a cheap blow dryer, I'll be honest, but this is worth every penny. So I mean, I've just never had something diffuse my hair so quickly, or just dry in general. Like there's a couple different attachments you can use for it, and every one of them is really good. It just dries really quickly, and I feel like it doesn't leave as much damage on my hair. So I'm just gonna diffuse across my whole head. And what I usually do is kind of like lift up at the root with a pick, just to give myself some extra volume, like while I'm diffusing as I go through. Again, hopefully this won't take me longer than like 10 or 15 minutes, and if it does, I'll probably just have to end up rushing through. So I usually use it on like low heat, medium speed, and that seems to be kind of like the perfect place for me, like in terms of like how fast it dries and just like the quality of dry. So that's what I'm gonna start doing now. Alright, so my hair is, I would say it's probably about like 85-90% dry now. My roots are still a little wet, so I'm gonna just, like I took the diffuser attachment off, and I'm just gonna kind of like go it right into my roots. Actually, I might use, there is another attachment that I kind of forget about on the Dyson all the time. It's like a concentrated attachment, so I actually think I'm gonna use this to just kind of like get in and dry my roots a little bit more. Not that they need to be like 100% dry, but I mean, it's like cold. Today it's probably like 30 degrees, so I don't want to go out with like wet hair. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I think I'm gonna still keep like the speed and the heat at the same as what I did for like my overall hair. So hopefully this will just take like a couple minutes to just like kind of finally, I don't want to say blast because that sounds extreme, but like cool or dry like the roots of my hair. All right, so that took another maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. I will say, I don't love how short the pieces in the front of my hair are. Again, I think I said that's where, or I mentioned that's where I had a lot of breakage, especially on this side. There's just like a lot of damaged ends. So it is very short, so I might like, I just need to probably figure out, maybe I'll just do like some twists or something, like pin these back, because it just looks very, very short. Again, hopefully this will all grow back in a shortish period of time. But I would say overall my hair isn't as short as I thought it might have been, and like it's not at quite as much shrinkage as I thought it would either, considering how much of my hair was cut off. But I think that just goes to show like healthy hair is usually just better than long hair, because I'm sure my ends were like not doing me any justice before with how damaged they were. And honestly, I was having to like twist a lot of them back and tie them back just because they like looked really frizzy. So I think I'm gonna just finish with a little bit of the bonding oil, again just kind of like on the ends of my hair. But other than that, I'm pretty much done with my hair. I feel like I usually typically like my hair a little bit more by like day 2, day 3 anyway, so maybe I'll come back on and just show you like, because it'll have a little bit more volume. Like, it's not that it's bad right now, but I just feel like it's not quite like, it's a little too fresh for me personally. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this like wash day video. Maybe got some like tips. Not that I'm a hair expert, but I watch so many different like hair tutorials that I feel like I pick up something from each of them that ends up working for me. So maybe you found something new here. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you have been liking the content that I've been sharing so far. Like I said, I'm just getting started with my YouTube channel, so I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to share. And I personally love content like this, so maybe I will have more hair tutorials in the future, but to be honest, I don't really do much to my hair. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll be back soon.